Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Mahr webinar. This webinar is about the April product of the month, the MarCator 1087R and 1087RI digital indicators. Again, thank you for attending. I'm your presenter, George Schuetz, Director of Precision Gages in Providence, Rhode Island. And you can contact me via email or phone call anytime. I'm here to help you out. But if you have any questions during this presentation, use the chat feature and I will respond to your question after the webinar by email. So let's get right into today's agenda. We're going to learn about the 1087R digital indicator, what it is, some of its features. We'll look at the technical data. We'll talk about MarCom and data collection, a few applications for the 1087R, and talk about how it's our product of the month and its special value. Now, Mahr offers a full suite of hand tools from digital calipers and depth gauges, digital indicators, and digital micrometers. They're all modern and feature-packed. Just looking at them, you can tell that they're a modern new instrument. They're high quality and meant to be used on the shop floor. They're at prices at or lower than our major competitors. So I think we're a leader in low cost and transparent wireless data collection because we have the lowest cost receiver and offer free MarCom wireless integration software. So you can see this is an example of some of our hand tools that are all new looking and modern. But here's another summary of our complete line of hand tools with over 128 innovative products. 67 of them are integrated wireless. And whether they be digital calipers of standard type with integrated wireless or specialty calipers, even having those have integrated wireless, we can fulfill most of your caliper needs and at very competitive prices. We have digital depth gauges in various designs and applications, some with integrated wireless. And then we have a full line of digital indicators, 24 digital versions, 9 with integrated wireless. We have 4 high resolution versions and 2 versions that are specifically designed to be used in variable bore gauge applications. And then rounding out the line, we have our digital micrometers. And there's 28 standard versions of micrometers, 8 with integrated wireless. We sell them in kits of 1 to 4 inches. They come in standard or speed drive, which makes them very easy to use when using a micrometer measure different diameters on the same part. We also offer a full range of specialty micrometers. Half of those have integrated wireless. And again, these are at very competitive prices. But today, let's focus on our digital indicators. Specifically, we're going to be talking about Mahr's 1087R. And there's a full line of 1087 products here. We have the standard version, which all of them have a switchable resolution. The 1087R comes in a 1.5 inch measuring range. These are full feature digital indicators, which means they have dynamics, they have all our reference features, tolerances, lock, absolute value, and they're all IP42 rated. We have the 1087RI, basically the same digital indicator, but it comes with the integrated wireless, but still has the option of plugging in cable with that. We have a couple of special versions, the BR version and the BRI version. And these are 1087s that are specifically dedicated to adjustable bore gauge applications. They have, with adjustable bore gauges, the idea there is to sweep the bore, the gauge through the bore, looking for the minimum diameter. And with a specially placed button and a dynamic feature, the 1087 can capture that min value. Again, with wired or with wireless integration. And then finally, our newest addition was the 1087R HR, which is the high resolution version of the 1087. And that goes down to a 10 microinch or a 0.1 micron resolution. So this is a great digital indicator for products like the SM60, which is our length OD gauge. So you can get a very high performance out of a very high value measuring system. But specifically in this month's product of the month, we're offering the 1087R and the 1087RI. Again, selectable resolution, full feature, half-inch and 1-inch measuring ranges. Let's look at some of the key features of the 1087R. Well, all our products today, whether it be calipers, micrometers, depth gauges, or digital indicators, have the Mahr reference system built into that. So when that's used, the zero position just needs to be set once. And whether it's turned off, turned on, moved from one place to another, it still remembers that setting point until you reset the zero again. So no need to turn it on and then master it. It will retain that value every time you turn it on. The nice thing about the 1086 is it's a simulation of a very powerful analog amplifier. It has the digits for the digital measurement, but it also has a very high response analog meter simulator so that you can, especially in a dynamic mode like you're doing adjustable bore gauge measurements, you can really follow the signal as it's being processed. So nice, crisp, clear, bright display. And on the display, you can take care of the major functions with the buttons that are available to the user. So it's very easy to set the tolerances, switch from inch to metric, or turn the unit on or off. You have the ability to select your dynamics or the menu control with one button. You can set the preset or set the value of the preset with one button operation. You can select the dynamic reset or set the absolute mode for the product with one button. Or you can do your zeroing and scale graduation adjustment with the button that's available for that. So all the key functions are available from the front of the unit. But there's a very easy to use sub-menu which you can go into and set some of the more in-depth application needs, like setting the resolution function or other key things for like lockout, and we'll talk about later on, that are very valuable for the user. But the main operation can be done with 6 keys that are on the front of the unit. And one of the nice functions about the 1087, it has the tolerances built in. So, we have, like I mentioned, we have the nice clear digital display value. We show you what the resolution of the graduations are, and we'll also give you markers or tolerance limits for where the tolerance for that particular part is set. And then you have an element that's the actual value of the signal going across the analog meter so that the operator can see the actual variation of the part. Now, for let's say experienced people like me, I still sometimes like to live in the analog world, and that analog meter gives me a nice sense of when I'm approaching my tolerances. I can take a quick look to see if I'm on the plus or minus side. So I think the analog scale has a lot of value to a user, especially when doing a dynamic type check. Another key feature with the 1087, and we have this both in our micrometers and calipers also, is a locking function. So lock function allows us to turn off certain keys so that the operator cannot accidentally re-zero it or change the measuring mode. And those setup functions are done in the submenu so that you can specifically address certain keys and turn them off to the operator. So if you don't want the operator making the chance or having the chance of making any measuring errors, locking out all the keys is a very important function to have. When we talked about dynamic measuring, measuring the maximum value or the minimum value or the difference, the TIR function, these are all usually features that are found in very powerful bench amplifiers, but we're making use of those in the 1087. So we can remember the dynamics by pressing the min-max value. You can cycle through the measurement and the display will show either the max or the min or the difference between the two, which is the total indicator reading. So these are very important features for searching reversal points. You know, specifically, like I mentioned, checking the diameter of a bore with a variable bore gauge. But of course, you can use them in the dynamic mode to find the flatness condition of a part. You know, you can take a indicator, put it over the surface plate, move the part underneath it, and you'll get a parallelism or an out of flatness condition if fixtured correctly. And here's the bore gauge in its dynamic mode, looking for the min value. As that bore gauge is swept through the diameter, the min value is retained, and that's the actual diameter of the part. So by combining the dynamic of function along with the actual size, the operator can directly read the diameter of that bore using the sweep function. So we also have the absolute function allows us to set the zero and any position throughout the whole measuring range. And we also have the ability to do multiplication factors within the 1087. So if we're using the 1087 in a 3-point measuring system, or we're using it with a chamfer type gauge, you can put that multiplication factor into the system and make that a direct reading gauge, even though there's some math going on in the background. So this is a very important function for these types of applications. Another key feature is the fact that the bezel rotates 270 degrees. So, you know, most applications, it's a straight up and down measurement, but in an 844T gauge application, you might want that indicator set in a horizontal position for use by the operator to make easy readings. So small things like this make the measurement just a little bit easier for the operator to do. And all of the 1087s comes with Mahr Connect, the wired interface. And by selecting the right cable that's plugged into the 1087, you can have a USB interface, an RS-232 interface, or a Digimatic interface. And all of them might be compatible with the specific software that the user has on their PC, or all these are capable of being used with MarCom and wired directly to our interface. But as you know, the 1087 and the R1086 were the first products available on the market to have integrated wireless data transmission. And this is going on for a minimum of 10 years now. So we're, I think, the leader in this area, the first one to have integrated wireless transmitter. That means the measurement is transparent to the operator. There's no add-on modules, which can be very expensive. There's nothing to clutter the use of the instrument with the add-on module. And because there's only one battery built into the digital indicator, you have a single long life battery operation. And you put the whole package together with our integrated wireless, free software. Our cost is the lowest for any against any competitive add-on product. So what's it take to create your own personal data collection network? It takes a 1087 RI, our receiver, plus free MarCom software. And why is data collection important with wireless products? Well, I think it's one of the fastest growing areas. People are really wanting to document their results and document the measuring process. For the fact that just simply document the process and have those measurements on record in case in the future you want to have the evidence that the parts were measured. You might want to use that data for process control and process improvement. And with some of the features that are available with digital products now, you have a way of tracking the gauge and make sure the gauge that was intended to be used for the measurement was used, and you can really tie together the whole measuring process. But wireless devices do add more measuring convenience. Because we were the first ones to have integrated data transmission, you got rid of all this clutter that lots of people had experience with: broken cables getting tangled up, being pulled out of gauges or indicators, being pulled out of PC, or having some type of expensive data collection multiplexer boxes. All of that is eliminated now with integrated wireless gauging. No more cables, no more multiplexer boxes. The cost of data collection has really gone down and is really transparent to the user. So what we have here basically is a personal data collection network, multiple tools going into the one PC through our wireless receiver at a very low and easy to use, low cost and easy to use system. It's all based upon MarCom, our MarCom Professional 5.3, which is our free software interface. It allows us to take our wireless product. We do have a line of add-on modules or our wired USB products. And that MarCom acts as an interface to put that data into Microsoft Office programs such as Excel or Word, into SPC programs, or into a third-party software through our virtual multiplex box that can go into third-party software. A free and simple to use tool to get data into your system. And we're always trying to improve our wireless products. They're all very simple to use. They all have their own identification and serial number, which can be part of the data transmission. And MarCom can also control the data send either through a foot switch or keyboard control or a timer. So, the wireless data transmission can be part of a integrated, automated measuring system. And like I said, our products are starting to integrate a specific part number or serial number as part of the data transmission, so that we can really tie together the data collection process, not knowing only what the data was, but when and by what that measurement was taken. And you can select to not send or send that data. You can send us additional information as the description, the serial number, the part number, the date, and the time as part of the wireless data transmission. We've also incorporated an erase last feature from Excel, so in case the operator didn't have that part set right, or maybe accidentally it triggered the send data button, we can easily erase that value and continue making the next measurement. So where can you use the 1087 and 1087 RI digital indicators? Virtually any comparative type gauge can be used with a 1087, or even a benchtop application on a surface plate or a bench stand by itself is an ideal candidate for a 1087. So we can use it in a portable fixed plug gauging, bench fixtures with multiple indicators, wired or wireless. It's ideal for portable ID and OD gauging with its dynamic values and data transmission. And it's also a great product in our precision OD gauging like the SM60. There's just a number of the applications, and what makes it really easy for the operator is the nice clear display. I like the analog meter because it gives that sense of larger, smaller, where that measurement is. So there's numerous applications. Any place that a dial indicator has been used in the past, a digital 1087 is an ideal replacement, especially with the ability to do wireless data collection. Now, some of the details about the 1087, and again, it comes in a 1-inch or a 1/2-inch version, selectable resolutions down to 20 millionths. You can change the graduations on the analog meter. It's IP42 rated, comes with a standard battery that's typically used up to 2 years in normal use. Has a built-in error limit of basically 2/10 for its full measuring range, nice large digits, and it fits into most applications where a C-size dial indicator was used previously. They all have a pull-up spindle motion here. So if you're trying to put an edge of a part and measure into a groove on a bench application, this is a nice way of having a built-in lifting lever within the indicator. And probably the biggest detail, or the best detail about the product of the month and the 1087 is it's the April's special offer, where we're offering promotional prices on the 4 basic models of the 1087R, the 2R versions, and the 2 integrated wireless versions. Promotional pricing, and you get a free Mahr mug when you purchase the 1087 during the month of April. So what have we discussed today? We've discussed a full family of 1087R and 1087RI products. We looked at the important features that are built into the products. Basically, this is a bench amplifier that's all contained into the form factor of a digital indicator with its dynamics, switchable resolution, normal reverse functions, data collection, a large display analog meter. You can spend thousands of dollars on some bench amplifiers and not get the same features that are available in the 1087R. We looked at a couple of applications: bore gauging, adjustable bore gauging, ID/OD gauging. These are, and bench gauges. These are all ideal applications. Basically, anywhere a dial indicator has been used in the past, this is a great way to upgrade that measuring process, that comparative gauging process, with higher resolutions and data collection, really not more than the price of a good dial indicator. So I think it's the right choice for inspection at the point of manufacture. And again, what makes this even better is that it's Mahr's product of the month. It's really a great value at these promotional prices. And you think, well, we have this nice 1087R indicator, but why Mahr? Well, Mahr has a broad range of products for industrial metrology. We have the application competence to support you. You can call here anytime. We're open. We have fully staffed. You're going to get somebody to talk to about your application needs. Our wireless hand tool portfolio is here to help you reach Industry 4.0. It's integrated, it's low cost, it's high value. We have some great promotional prices on a monthly basis, giving you high quality that can help you achieve the best value for your measurement. And after this webinar, we're going to provide a link to the recording of this webinar. And again, you'll get the product of the month data sheet in a PDF form. So thank you for attending today's webinar. It's been great having you today, and I hope you got a chance to see all the features and the value of the MarCator 1087R and 1087RI from Mahr. Thank you again.